Hello there, and welcome to the Sleepy Astronomer, a quiet space where science slows down, and every question becomes a gentle step into wonder. If you find peace in these calm cosmic explorations, subscribing to the Sleepy Astronomer helps this little world of curiosity grow, so more dreamers can drift into sleep beneath the same patient stars. Tonight, we travel not across space, but through time, to ask a question that bends both the mind and the imagination. Can you age backward through time dilation? Einstein once revealed that time is not absolute. It flows differently for everyone, depending on how fast you move and how close you are to gravity's pull. Imagine you're aboard a ship, sailing near the speed of light. For you, days might pass gently, but back on Earth, years, even centuries, could slip away. To those watching from afar, you seem frozen in youth, your clock barely ticking, while the universe outside rushes onward. It's called time dilation, the slowing of time itself, woven into the very geometry of space-time. And in its most extreme form, it almost feels like cheating age. But can you truly move backward? Can the arrow of time, that steady flow from past to future, ever reverse for you? The laws of physics whisper no, but they also leave room for poetry, for places where time stretches so thin it almost folds, where gravity slows your heartbeat to a rhythm the stars can barely hear. You breathe softly now, feeling time around you, not as seconds on a clock, but as a current you float within. Every breath a moment, every heartbeat a step forward, gentle, inevitable, and full of wonder. Tonight, we'll explore what happens when motion, gravity, and light play their quiet game with time itself, and ask whether slowing your aging is the same as moving backward through forever. This is the Sleepy Astronomer, and together, we'll drift into the softest mystery of all, the shape of time, and how it moves around you. You lie still, letting the air move softly in and out of your lungs. The world around you quiets until only the rhythm of your breathing remains. In that rhythm, something begins to reveal itself, a sense of motion too gentle to see, too vast to measure. It is the slow breath of time. It moves through you and around you, shaping everything that lives, everything that fades. Each heartbeat is a mark upon it, a pulse within a greater pulse. You watch the second hand of a clock glide across its face, steady and patient. But what does that second really mean? You feel it, a passing, a small surrender, yet you know that somewhere far above Earth, time might not be moving quite the same way. On the surface of another planet, in the gravity of a star, that same second might stretch or shrink. The rhythm you trust is not universal. It belongs only to this place, this body, this moment. Time is not one river, flowing evenly for all things. It is more like an ocean, alive with currents and tides. Every atom drifts within it differently, every motion creates a tiny wave. When you move, you disturb that sea, a ripple that travels outward, changing the tempo of everything it touches. You are not separate from time. You are its movement made visible. You remember moments when time felt slower, when you watched the sunset fade behind clouds or waited for a message that never came. And others, when hours seemed to vanish in laughter, in music, in love. These are not tricks of memory. They are the mind's way of feeling time's elasticity. The physics of your thoughts and the physics of the universe echo one another, both bound by perception. Einstein once wrote that time and space are interwoven, that they cannot be separated. Space tells matter how to move, matter tells space how to curve. It's a cosmic conversation, and time is the language they speak. You are part of that dialogue. The atoms that form your hands and heart once belonged to stars, each carrying their own record of time's passage. When you breathe, you inhale the remnants of ancient supernovae. You are older than you can possibly imagine, yet always becoming new. If you could step outside yourself and look at your life from afar, you might see it as a shimmering path in space-time, every breath, every heartbeat, every quiet pause recorded as curves upon that invisible fabric. To move is to draw your story across the universe. The faster you move, the more time stretches to accommodate your journey. The slower you rest, the more you sink into its depth. Imagine now that you are floating just above Earth. You look down and see its rotation, a vast turning of blue and white. To those below, time feels stable, measurable, regular. But up here, you begin to sense its flexibility. Time bends slightly near mountains, slows faintly under oceans, and stretches imperceptibly higher above the clouds. The whole planet is wrapped in layers of differing rhythms. Clocks at sea level and clocks on mountaintops do not agree perfectly, even though they both seem faithful. Your own body, too, keeps its clocks. The beating of your heart, the cycles of your sleep, the rhythm of your cells dividing, all are instruments measuring the unseen flow. These inner clocks do not tick in mechanical precision but in biological harmony, swayed by light, temperature, and emotion. You are a living timepiece, synchronized with the cosmos in ways both subtle and profound. When you slow your breath, you begin to feel these layers converge. The world's pace softens. Thoughts quiet. You enter a space where seconds lose their edges, blending into a continuous hum. In this silence, you realize that time is not passing through you, you are passing through it. Every sensation, every memory, is a ripple on the surface of a vast, unseen sea. Time dilation, the bending and stretching of time, might seem like something that happens only near black holes or speeding spacecrafts, but in truth, it happens here, too. Gravity pulls gently on your seconds. Your movements shape the flow around you. Though the effect is faint, it is real. The universe measures differently for every observer. No two hearts, no two clocks, no two stars share the exact same tempo. If you could compare your clock to one high above in orbit, you'd find that your seconds are ever so slightly slower. Gravity holds you close, whispering softly, anchoring your time to the Earth's pull. And though you cannot feel it, the difference accumulates. Nanoseconds that quietly separate, like grains of sand slipping between fingers. It's humbling, isn't it? To know that even stillness moves. That the passage of time depends not only on how fast you travel but on where you stand. You begin to see that there is no absolute now, only countless overlapping nows, woven together by light and gravity. Somewhere in the vastness, your moment unfolds alongside billions of others, each unique yet inseparable from the rest. As you let this thought settle, the world feels lighter. The boundaries between seconds blur, and you sense the quiet truth behind all clocks, that they are not keepers of time, but reminders of flow. Time is not a cage around your life. It is the current carrying you forward. You float upon it like a leaf upon a river, drifting without haste, without fear. You close your eyes again. The room fades, and you feel the deep pulse of the Earth beneath you, a planetary heartbeat, ancient and slow. Above, the stars flicker with their own rhythms, their own measures of age. Everything, everywhere, is breathing in time. Even silence has a tempo. Even sleep is part of time's great cycle. You inhale. The second expands. You exhale. The moment releases. You understand now that to sense time is to feel the universe moving through you, gently, eternally. And as you drift toward sleep, a thought rises softly. If time moves differently depending on where you stand, what would it feel like to stand still in motion, to rest so deeply that the universe itself slows around you? You picture a small, sunlit room in Bern, more than a century ago. The walls are simple, the furniture sparse, and at the center sits a man, lost in thought. His pen rests quietly beside a stack of papers. Outside, carriages move, footsteps echo on cobblestones, and the clock tower ticks. Inside, time feels different, slower, thoughtful, stretching between moments of silence. This is where Einstein began to wonder what it truly means to be still. You sit beside him, in imagination, listening to the faint hum of the world outside. He asks a simple question. If you are moving at the same speed as a beam of light, what would you see? That thought, delicate and daring, ripples through time itself. From it, relativity begins to take shape. You close your eyes and imagine yourself floating through the stars. Around you, the universe expands without edge or center. You drift with no reference point, no ground beneath your feet, no wind to mark your movement. How can you tell whether you are moving or still? The stars seem fixed, but they, too, are rushing through space at impossible speeds. There is no absolute stillness. Everything moves in relation to something else. Einstein's revelation was simple yet radical. Motion is relative. There is no universal at rest. If two trains glide past one another in perfect silence, each passenger believes the other is moving. And both are right. The laws of physics do not choose sides. They hold true in every frame of motion, no matter how fast, no matter the direction. You imagine sitting inside one of those trains. The wheels hum softly, the scenery outside drifts past in slow rhythm. Inside, a ball rolls along the floor, bouncing gently from one wall to another. To you, the ball moves in a straight, predictable path. But to someone standing outside the train, watching through the window, the ball follows a curve, because the train itself is moving forward. Two perspectives, two truths, both equally real. Relativity teaches you that there is no single, privileged viewpoint. The universe allows all observers their own truth, as long as the laws that guide them, the speed of light, the geometry of space, remain the same. The idea feels strange at first, but then soothing, even spiritual. It means that your experience of the world is not less true because it differs from another's. Truth, like motion, is a matter of frame. You take a deep breath and picture yourself again among the stars. There is no sound, no air, only the faint glow of distant galaxies. You move forward, though there's no way to know it. If you toss a stone ahead, it drifts beside you, matching your speed perfectly. To you, it seems at rest. But to a distant observer, watching from another world, both you and the stone are racing together through the dark. Even light, the fastest traveler of all, obeys this relativity. No matter how quickly you chase it, it always recedes at the same speed, a constant 299,792 kilometers per second. This unchanging limit ties together space and time, weaving them into one fabric, space-time. When you move faster through space, you move slower through time. The two balance each other, perfectly, eternally. You begin to sense that stillness is not the absence of motion but a kind of agreement between you and the world around you. You feel still when everything nearby moves with you, the air, the ground, the stars that share your journey. On Earth, you feel still even though the planet spins, orbits the sun, and hurtles through the galaxy. You are moving at unimaginable speed, yet because everything around you shares that motion, it feels like rest. It is a comforting illusion, a reminder that stillness is not found by stopping motion, but by finding harmony within it. Your body, your thoughts, your breath, all move with the same cosmic rhythm. You are still not because the world pauses, but because you move perfectly with it. Einstein once said that time and space are not conditions in which we live, but modes in which we think. They shape how we experience reality, but reality itself is deeper. It flows beyond those modes, like music beyond its notes. When you quiet your mind, you begin to feel that flow. You are not a passenger in time. You are a participant in its dance. Imagine two astronauts drifting in space, facing each other. Each believes they are still, and it is the other who moves. Only when a third observer appears, a distant satellite, a fixed star, does perspective begin to form. Yet even then, whose version of motion is true? Relativity whispers that all of them are. The universe does not privilege one observer's clock over another's. It only ensures that the laws remain consistent for all. That balance, between sameness and difference, motion and rest, is what makes the cosmos coherent. If you could feel the geometry of space-time beneath your skin, it would feel like a vast, elastic field, bending gently wherever mass or energy resides. When you walk, the field bends slightly around you. When Earth orbits the Sun, it moves along a curve carved by the Sun's mass. Nothing truly pulls. Everything simply follows the shape that space-time lays out. And in this dance of shapes and motions, you realize something subtle. Every act of movement creates its own version of time. A clock in motion runs slower than one at rest, not because it is broken, but because motion itself changes the rhythm of seconds. To move faster is to touch a different tempo of the universe's song. You remember the clock tower outside Einstein's window, its hands circling through countless dawns and dusks. Its ticking is steady, reliable, yet even that clock is bound to Earth's frame of motion. Far above, in orbit, another clock ticks more quickly, its seconds stretching less under gravity's pull. Two clocks, two rhythms, two truths, both correct, both part of the same reality. Stillness, you understand, is relative not just in physics but in life. You may feel still in moments of calm, yet deep within, your cells divide, your heart pulses, your atoms vibrate. You are in constant motion, yet you feel peace not by halting that movement, but by accepting its harmony. As you let these thoughts settle, the image of Einstein's desk fades. The sunlight in the room softens. The paper on his desk glows faintly with the weight of revelation. You can almost hear his quiet breath, steady and calm, as if the universe itself were inhaling through him. You lie back once more, floating in the vastness of thought, and a question drifts to you like a whisper through space. If motion and rest are only perspectives, what happens when two clocks, one still, one moving, begin to drift apart in time? You sit in a quiet room, watching the seconds pass. The clock on the wall ticks gently, like a calm heartbeat. It is so steady, so faithful, that you begin to take its rhythm as truth itself. But then, in your mind, another clock appears, far away, floating in the emptiness of space. This second clock moves fast, gliding past stars, crossing light years like ripples across a pond. At first, both clocks seem the same. Their hands turn together, their pulses align. Yet something subtle begins to happen. The faster clock, the one in motion, begins to fall behind, its seconds stretching, its rhythm slowing down. What once seemed universal is now uncertain. You realize time is not fixed. It bends. It drifts. It listens to the motion of things. You close your eyes and picture the two clocks as two hearts. One beats in calm gravity, cradled by Earth's mass. The other beats in open space, unanchored, free. The difference is invisible, yet profound, a difference measured not by broken gears, but by the very structure of the universe. The laws of physics, once thought to be absolute, now feel like music with shifting tempos. Einstein saw this. He imagined what would happen if one clock stayed on Earth while another traveled at near the speed of light. When the traveler returned, its time would have passed more slowly. What was seconds to one was hours to another. The hands of one clock, faithful to motion, refused to match the other. It was not illusion, it was the nature of space-time itself. You picture yourself between those two clocks, suspended in awareness. On one side, stillness, on the other, speed. Between them, the great curve of time stretches like a silent river. You reach toward both, one warm and familiar, the other distant and strange, and feel how motion and time are woven together. The faster you move through space, the slower you move through time. Now imagine the traveler, the one with the moving clock, looking out at the stars. The universe rushes past in streaks of light. Inside the ship, the heart still beats, the mind still thinks, but the seconds are different. Outside, back on Earth, the people who watch the traveler leave grow older. Their clocks continue to tick at their steady pace. When the traveler returns, Years have passed on Earth, but only moments aboard the ship. The clocks, once synchronized, no longer agree. Yet both are correct, each from its own point of view. Time is not universal. It is personal, local, curved by motion. It is not a single river flowing evenly for all. It is countless small streams, each bending around gravity and speed. You open your eyes again. The room feels different now. You notice your breath, the rise and fall of your chest, slow and patient. Each inhale is its own moment, its own little clock. You begin to wonder, is your body, too, a kind of timekeeper? Every heartbeat, every blink, every thought a marker of passing time within your own personal universe. You stand and take a slow step. Motion. Even that small act changes your relationship to time, if only by a fraction so small it cannot be felt. But it's there, a whisper in the equations of space-time. The faster you move, the more your seconds begin to stretch. Time listens to your journey. And now you think of all the clocks in the universe, atomic clocks on satellites, pulsars ticking in distant galaxies, the decay of particles measured in billionths of a second. Each is telling its own version of time, each slightly different depending on where it rests, how it moves, what gravity holds it. The universe is not ruled by a single ticking clock but by billions of independent rhythms, a cosmic orchestra, each instrument slightly out of tune yet perfectly in harmony. You begin to feel a kind of peace in that thought. The world does not demand that all things move in the same rhythm. It allows difference. It celebrates the gentle drift of clocks. Outside, the night deepens. Stars shimmer like steady seconds in the dark. But you know now, their light is ancient, their time stretched as it traveled to reach you. You are seeing the past, but living the present. The universe folds both together in the same gaze. You breathe, softly. Every motion you make, every pull of gravity, changes how time flows through you. It's not something to fear, it's something to feel. You are not separate from time. You are a clock that walks, breathes, and dreams. The two clocks still float in your imagination, one moving, one still. They will never tick in perfect unison again. But perhaps that is the quiet beauty of the universe, that every path through space-time tells its own story, its own version of now. You smile at that thought. Somewhere between stillness and speed, you realize, you too are drifting, your seconds stretching gently as the night deepens around you. And you begin to wonder, if one day, you might meet the traveler yourself, and see what time feels like through their eyes. Imagine two children, twins, standing on the edge of a quiet meadow. Their hands brush, their laughter mingles, and the world seems infinite. You watch them with the gentle awareness of someone who knows the secret of time, that it is both patient and unyielding, a river that flows differently for every observer. One twin will remain here, rooted in the rhythms of Earth. The other will journey outward, into the vast unknown of space. You feel the warmth of the sun on their faces and the wind carrying the scent of flowers. Everything is calm, yet everything is about to change. Time will not be the same for both, though they share the same beginning. The twin who leaves embarks on a voyage near the speed of light. In the quiet of the spacecraft, the hum of engines replaces the rustling grass. Outside the window, stars streak past in silver ribbons. Each second stretches, soft and elongated, like warm honey flowing slowly from a spoon. Meanwhile, the twin who stays at home experiences the gentle, unhurried passing of days. Seasons turn in their familiar, predictable ways. Flowers bloom and fade. Leaves drift across the ground. Years accumulate quietly, almost unnoticed, like layers of soft snow. The world moves forward at a pace both steady and reassuring. Back on the ship, time bends around the traveler. Every heartbeat, every breath, slows imperceptibly in comparison to the clock at home. Yet inside, the twin feels no rush, no lag. The world beyond the window moves fast, but life within the cabin unfolds in its own, private rhythm. You can almost feel the duality of existence, the same universe offering two different melodies of time simultaneously. You notice how small gestures become meaningful here. The traveler's hand brushes a panel on the control console, a soft touch repeated slowly as if each second were to be savored. Every blink stretches longer, and every thought lingers in space. There is a meditative quality to moving through time this way. It is not loneliness, it is the gentle unfolding of the self in alignment with the universe's fabric. On Earth, the twin watches the seasons, measures life in ordinary units, birthdays, anniversaries, the changing light of dawn and dusk. You feel the steady pulse of Earth's time, unyielding, reliable. The twin senses the absence of the traveling sibling but does not feel the distortion. To them, life continues as it always has, each day a comfortable repetition of the last. And then you see them again, the twins, side by side in memory. Their hands once intertwined, now separated by light years and the peculiar bending of space-time. When the traveler returns, the difference is startling yet inevitable. The twin who remained on Earth has aged decades, hair streaked with silver, wrinkles tracing gentle maps across their face. The traveler, despite the journey through stars and years of shipboard experience, has aged only slightly. The seconds spent at near-light speed have stretched, cushioning the traveler from Earth's relentless march. It is not magic, nor is it illusion. It is the quiet consequence of relativity, the bending of time by speed and motion. The universe has followed its own law, impartial and exact. Neither twin has been cheated, neither deprived. Time simply chose different rhythms, honoring both experiences equally. You feel the gravity of this realization. Aging, growth, the passing of years, they are not universal absolutes. They are experiences intertwined with motion, with place, with the subtle dance of space-time itself. The twin story is a parable for every life, reminding you that the measure of time depends on perspective. What is fast for one may be slow for another, and both are valid. Now imagine the first hug when they meet again. It is tentative at first, a reaching across years and space. Yet it is filled with profound recognition. Each sees the other, and the difference in time becomes a quiet meditation rather than a shock. They smile, understanding without words that life has its own gentle elasticity. Time, after all, is not rigid. It is forgiving. It bends in kindness, offering moments both vast and fleeting. You feel the twins' eyes, one worn by decades, one fresh with youthful curiosity. Their shared memory of the meadow, of early laughter, binds them together. The universe's strange mathematics cannot erase love, cannot erase connection. Even as time separates, it also unites, teaching that the flow of seconds is both intimate and cosmic. You begin to notice the small details that bridge this distance. The way the traveler's smile mirrors the twin at home, despite the years. The echo of laughter that lingers across space and memory. The subtle rhythm of their shared existence, which persists even when measured by different clocks. It is a harmony that transcends calculation, a quiet resonance that speaks of belonging. In this story, you also feel the gentle hand of physics on life. Gravity and velocity, once abstract concepts, now carry profound implications. A trip to the stars is not merely a journey of distance but a journey through time itself. The faster you move, the slower your own story unfolds relative to those you leave behind. The twins' return is not a reunion of equal moments, but a meeting of experiences that have flowed differently, like rivers converging from distant mountains. You lie back, letting your mind drift over this paradox. The idea that time is personal, relative, and yet universal begins to settle within you. Every heartbeat, every tick of a clock, every rotation of a planet becomes part of a complex, delicate symphony. Life is a dance choreographed by space-time, and you, too, are a dancer, moving along paths defined by both choice and the unseen curves of the cosmos. And as the stars twinkle in your imagination, you realize the story continues. For the twins, for you, for all who move through time, each moment is both fleeting and eternal. Every meeting, every separation, every passing second is a meditation on motion, connection, and the silent, unstoppable river of time. And as you close your eyes, the thought drifts softly to you. If time can stretch and bend for the traveler, how does gravity itself, the invisible hand of mass, shape the flow of your days and nights? You float in the quiet vastness of space, letting your senses widen to the slow, invisible currents that flow around planets and stars. There is no rush, only the soft tug of gravity guiding you gently toward the surface below. You can feel it, not as a sudden force, but as a subtle invitation, a whisper from the planet that curves the very fabric of space around it. Time itself leans toward the mass, stretching its moments like warm taffy drawn slowly between fingers. You approach the planet's edge. From this distance, it seems calm and still, a blue and green orb suspended in the darkness. Yet you know its gravity is already speaking to you. Every atom in your body senses the pull. Your own internal clock begins to shift imperceptibly. One breath takes just a fraction longer. One heartbeat lingers ever so slightly. It is not discomforting. It is a gentle reminder that time is not uniform, that the flow of seconds responds to presence, to mass, to motion. You remember how Einstein described this phenomenon. Massive objects bend space-time, and what we feel as gravity is the natural response to that curve. Here, hovering just above the planet, you are aware that the seconds you measure are subtly different from those measured far away in empty space. Time dilates, but not in a jarring way. It's like swimming through a slow river of invisible silk, every movement cushioned, every thought stretched just enough to savor the moment. Your attention drifts to the surface of the planet. Mountains rise like gentle ridges on a soft blanket, valleys curve gracefully, oceans ripple with a steady pulse. Each feature, you realize, is part of the same gravitational dialogue. Mass bends space, and space bends time. The world below and the universe around you are inseparable, co-authors of a story that stretches from the quantum to the cosmic. You let your gaze wander over cities, forests, and rivers, imagining the clocks ticking across these surfaces. Every clock is subtly influenced, even if the difference is imperceptible to human senses. Time slows slightly near the ground, near the deep masses of the mountains, and flows a fraction faster in orbit above. This is not fantasy, it is reality, quietly at work, shaping the cadence of life itself. As you hover, you sense your own body responding. The weightlessness you felt moments ago begins to mingle with gravity's pull. Your thoughts slow, not in thoughtlessness, but in harmony with the environment. Even your perception of light seems altered. Photons curve subtly as they travel toward the planet, bending along the contours of space-time. You realize that every sensation, sight, touch, movement, is being filtered through this gentle warp, a cosmic massage of perception. You imagine yourself descending slowly, guided by this invisible hand. Each meter closer stretches time more noticeably, each second feeling a little longer than before. There is no fear, only awareness, a deep meditation on how interconnected motion, mass, and time truly are. The planet's mass is a quiet artist, drawing the contours of your experience in ways you could never create on your own. Gravity's effect is everywhere, yet subtle. Even light takes a different path when it travels near massive objects. You see this in your mind's eye, beams of sunlight bending as they approach the horizon, shadows stretching more softly than you would expect. Every pattern of movement, every flow of energy, is influenced by this unseen hand. Time and light are partners in the dance of gravity, each guiding the other with elegance and precision. You drift past rivers and forests, noticing how life continues in its own rhythms. Trees sway, rivers meander, clouds shift lazily. Yet the passage of time for all these forms is not uniform. The atoms in a leaf, the cells in a fish swimming in the river, are subtly bound to the gravitational curves of the Earth. Each microsecond they experience is unique to their position in the mass of the planet. You feel a deep connection to all of it, to the living and the non-living, to the tiny and the vast, all moving through space-time together. You pause in your meditation, noticing your own heartbeat. Each beat stretches a fraction longer as gravity's influence grows, each inhalation lingering in the curvature of space. There is a comforting rhythm here, a reminder that the universe is both precise and gentle. You are not being rushed, you are being held, cradled in the flowing arms of physics. The sensation is intimate, almost like returning to a long-forgotten home where time itself welcomes you. In this suspended moment, you contemplate how different this experience is from the steady, unchanging clocks of Earth's surface. Here, time is alive, responding to the presence of mass, bending without breaking, shifting without notice. And you understand that this is not just a physical phenomenon but a lesson for perception. The world you experience is not separate from the laws that govern it, it is interwoven with them, each breath a measure of universal rhythm. You let your thoughts drift toward the idea of falling deeper, toward regions where gravity becomes stronger, where time stretches more noticeably. You sense the invisible river pulling you gently, coaxing your mind into contemplation. How does time feel when the pull grows stronger, when the curvature of space-time becomes more extreme? How do your seconds change when the planet is no longer the limit, but the beginning of a deeper journey into gravitational influence? You realize that even as you drift here, above the planet, the universe is teaching you something essential. That time is not the same everywhere, that it bends, stretches, and flows with mass. That seconds, minutes, years, they are flexible companions, not rigid rulers. You are part of this flow, your body, mind, and perception entwined with the curves and pulls of gravity itself. You feel your awareness expand, sensing both the small pull beneath your feet and the vast openness above. Gravity, you understand, is both anchor and guide, shaping the fabric of your experience while keeping you connected to the cosmos. It is a quiet reminder that even in apparent stillness, the universe is alive with movement, and time itself participates in that subtle motion. And as you float in this meditative weightlessness, your thoughts settle gently on one lingering idea. If gravity can bend time here, close to a planet, what wonders might occur near the edge of a black hole, where the pull is immense and seconds stretch into eternity? You drift slowly toward the black hole, feeling the pull before you see it. Space itself curves, bending light and matter toward the unseen center. You are suspended at the edge, at the event horizon, the point of no return. Here, gravity is no longer gentle. It commands, warps, and stretches time in ways you can almost feel in your bones. Every heartbeat elongates, every breath slows, and the world beyond the black hole seems to speed past in a rush of brilliance. You notice the light around you bending, curving in ways that defy simple description. Stars behind the black hole twist into arcs, creating a halo of glowing strands. Time itself behaves strangely here. Seconds become long, drawn-out moments that feel almost tangible. You sense the paradox of experience. Outside observers would see you frozen, suspended at the horizon, while for you, each instant flows in a deep, intimate rhythm. The pull of gravity is more than force. It is the shaping of time itself. You realize that clocks near the black hole would tick ever more slowly compared to those far away. The closer you approach, the more the seconds stretch. A single moment near the horizon could correspond to years in the distance, a bridge between infinity and the present. You breathe in rhythm with this elongation, letting your awareness stretch with it. You imagine that a distant observer is watching. From their perspective, you hang in place, frozen in a perfect instant. Every motion you make, every thought, is slowed to near nothing. And yet, from your own vantage, time flows steadily, intimately. It is as though you exist in a private pocket of the universe, cocooned in the bending fabric of space-time. Light behaves differently here, too. 2. Photons orbit, spiraling around the black hole before escaping or disappearing into the darkness. You notice that even color and intensity shift subtly, reds deepen, blues stretch, and shadows elongate into soft gradients of time itself. The universe seems alive in its distortion, each visual cue a lesson in the relativity of perception. You feel small in comparison, yet strangely connected. The black hole is not a threat, it is a teacher, revealing the extremes of space-time and the flexibility of moments. You sense how intimately time and gravity are intertwined, how every mass, every curve, every pull sculpts not just space but the very flow of experience. As you hover, your mind drifts to the idea of falling in. What would it feel like to cross the event horizon? To step beyond the boundary where time and space invert, where what you know as seconds and distance no longer hold their usual meaning. The thought is both thrilling and serene, a meditation on surrender and immersion into the cosmic rhythm. You notice that the universe outside seems to age rapidly. Galaxies spin, stars explode, and light from distant worlds stretches across unimaginable distances. For you, suspended at the edge, this passage is seen as a blur, a flowing tapestry of events that would take centuries to unfold for someone far away. Time is elastic, sculpted by gravity, and you feel yourself entwined in this slow, deliberate bending. Your heartbeat matches the curvature of space-time. Each pulse is a note in the symphony of gravity, a rhythm that aligns with the stretching seconds around you. You inhale slowly, feeling the weight of space and the pull of mass. Exhale, and you sense the universe bending softly, accommodating your presence. You are both observer and participant, caught in the quiet dialogue between mass, light, and time. Even thoughts themselves seem altered here. Ideas arrive more slowly, gently, allowing reflection to stretch alongside the seconds. You notice patterns, connections, and harmonies in ways that are subtle yet profound. Time's expansion here is not empty. It is rich, full, an intimate meditation on the nature of existence itself. You feel your senses sharpening in the stillness. Every detail, the faint glow of warped starlight, the curve of space near the horizon, the stretching of moments, resonates with a quiet majesty. The black hole, once feared, now feels like a guide, a marker of the limits and possibilities of space-time. You understand that what seems destructive is also deeply instructive, teaching patience, perspective, and the humility of being part of a greater cosmic fabric. You imagine drifting closer, the pull growing stronger. Seconds stretch even more. You notice that even light cannot escape easily. The path of photons twists into spirals, orbiting before they can depart. Every particle, every wave, every moment of perception is caught in the tug of the black hole, a subtle lesson in how mass shapes time. You sense your connection to everything around you. The black hole is not separate from the universe, and you are not separate from it. Time is not merely a measurement. It is a living, flowing presence, bending with gravity, flowing through the heart of mass, and carrying every experience gently along its current. And as you linger, suspended at the edge of this cosmic abyss, your thoughts drift quietly, asking, if time slows infinitely at the horizon, what would it feel like to experience eternity within a single heartbeat? You imagine stepping into a beam of light, allowing yourself to travel alongside it across the endless expanse of space. At first, the sensation is dizzying, yet calm. The beam carries you through the vacuum, past stars, planets, and galaxies, as though they are painted on a canvas that stretches infinitely in all directions. Here, there is no passage of time as you know it. Seconds, minutes, and hours lose their usual meaning. For a photon, every moment is the present, and every distance collapses into now. You feel a strange liberation, as if being unshackled from the ordinary flow of time. Past and future seem to coexist within the same stretch of space. You notice how the light passes through gravitational fields, curving gracefully around massive objects, yet never faltering. Space bends, time stretches, and yet the beam continues undisturbed, a perfect rhythm in a universe of motion. Your mind begins to understand the strange truth: light experiences no time. From the photon's perspective, the journey from one end of the universe to the other is instantaneous. Every galaxy you pass, every star you brush by, exists simultaneously along the path you travel. The past and future merge, and the concept of aging, of waiting, of progression, all dissolve into a single, eternal moment. You observe the glow of distant stars stretching across space, their light bending, twisting, weaving through gravitational fields. Each photon you ride carries with it the memory of its source, the fusion deep within a star, the explosion of a supernova, the gentle warmth of a sun on a faraway planet. These are histories etched in motion, preserved in the timeless heart of light itself. The vast emptiness around you seems less empty. The light illuminates subtle structures in the universe, dust clouds, nebulae, and the faint glow of cosmic microwave background radiation. You realize that even in this timeless journey, information is preserved, patterns endure, and the cosmos sings quietly in waves of light. Every photon is a storyteller, carrying history without age, experience without decay. You feel the paradox of moving at light speed. Motion is absolute, yet time is absent. You are neither young nor old, neither beginning nor ending. You exist in a pure present, flowing endlessly without awareness of accumulation. There is a deep stillness here, a meditation that stretches beyond words or comprehension. This is the heart of light, eternal, unyielding, yet intimately gentle. As you continue, you notice how the universe outside appears differently. Stars do not age in your perception. Planets do not rotate. Galaxies spin, yet their rotations are compressed into a single, endless instant. You sense that light carries the memory of time without being touched by its passage. You are both traveler and observer, witnessing the universe from a perspective beyond conventional experience. You ponder what it would mean for living beings to experience this timelessness. Each second of consciousness would extend infinitely, yet every moment would be fully present. There would be no anticipation, no reflection, only the pure unfolding of existence in motion. You feel a quiet awe at the idea, understanding that while impossible for ordinary life, this is the natural state of the fastest travelers in the cosmos. You begin to notice the interplay of speed, space, and time. Light moves effortlessly through gravitational fields, tracing the curves of space-time with perfect fidelity. Mass and motion sculpt the path of each photon, yet within its frame, time is suspended. You feel the elegant choreography of the cosmos, where motion and time are not separate but woven together in patterns of profound harmony. A thought drifts gently. If light carries no experience of time, yet traverses the universe carrying history, then everything observed by photons, every distant galaxy, every ancient star, exists simultaneously in the timeless present. You feel connected to these events across eons, aware that the cosmos is a vast tapestry, every thread a beam of light carrying both origin and destination. You notice how photons emitted long ago continue their journey, their energy unchanged, their moments uncounted. The universe is a museum of motion, a record without decay. And in riding this light, you understand a subtle truth. Time is not absolute, it is relational. The experience of the universe depends on perspective, on motion, on gravity, and on the unique rhythm of each observer. Your body and mind seem to expand with the journey. There is no distance, no past, no future, only the endless now. You float past stellar nurseries, through the faint glow of ancient galaxies, and feel the continuity of existence in a way that ordinary consciousness rarely allows. The universe is alive, not in haste, but in the calm, eternal flow of light. You imagine returning from this journey, back to slower-moving frames of reference. Time begins to flow again as you know it, seconds tick forward, and motion resumes its familiar rhythm. Yet something remains, the memory of timelessness, the awareness that beyond ordinary perception, the universe carries itself differently. You feel a new intimacy with the cosmos, a sense that every particle of light is both a traveler and a messenger, a silent witness to all that has been. And as you drift gently back towards slower moments, your thoughts linger on the quiet wonder. If light experiences no time, and yet carries the universe within it, what does that reveal about the nature of your own journey through seconds and years? You descend slowly through the atmosphere, feeling the familiar tug of Earth's gravity drawing you toward the ground. The air brushes past your skin, carrying scents of soil, vegetation, and water, a sensory reminder that you are home. Gravity is gentle now, steady and predictable. You notice the rhythm of your own breathing, in sync with the slow, comforting pulse of the planet beneath you. Time feels different here. After traveling near light, hovering at the edge of a black hole, chasing photons across the cosmos, the seconds of Earth seem lush and expansive. Each tick of a clock is a tangible presence, each heartbeat a small, intimate world. You feel the quiet accumulation of moments, the way they fold upon each other to create days, seasons, and years. Walking through familiar landscapes, you notice subtleties you may have overlooked before. Leaves rustle softly, their movement synchronized with the gentle flow of time. Clouds drift across the sky, tracing slow arcs that hint at hours passing unnoticed. Rivers meander, carrying the reflection of light in a way that feels almost meditative. Everything moves at a pace that is at once comforting and exact, a cadence you can follow effortlessly. You pause and watch the shadows lengthen as the sun begins to dip toward the horizon. Light takes its time here, not because it moves slower, but because your perception is aligned with the steady rhythm of the planet. Days and nights mark themselves gently, a reminder that time is measured not just by seconds, but by experience. Each transition, each subtle change, becomes a meditation, a soft unfolding that you can observe and inhabit fully. The passage of time on Earth feels intimate. You notice the subtle aging of leaves on trees, the growth of moss on stones, the slow erosion of mountains over millennia. Every process is gentle yet persistent, a quiet testimony to the rhythm of the planet. You feel connected to these cycles, recognizing that your own life is entwined with this steady flow. You, too, are a participant in the measured unfolding of days. You reflect on the contrast between Earth's steady time and the stretched, elastic moments near a black hole or traveling at light speed. There is beauty in both, yet Earth's pace offers a different kind of intimacy, a rhythm that allows reflection, contemplation, and gentle awareness. You notice your thoughts slowing, your mind settling into this calm, familiar cadence. Even your heartbeat seems in harmony with the world around you. You observe people around you, their movements, conversations, and laughter all following the planet's gentle beat. Time here is predictable, yet flexible enough to allow for richness and depth of experience. You understand that while relativity shapes the flow of seconds in extreme environments, the familiar pulse of life on Earth carries its own profound lessons. Each ordinary day is imbued with extraordinary depth when approached with mindful attention. You begin to appreciate the subtle measures of time in everyday life, the slow blooming of a flower, the gradual ripening of fruit, the evening sky's transformation from day to night. Each moment holds significance, revealing that time is not merely a sequence of events, but a space in which experience unfolds. The world invites you to linger, to notice, to immerse yourself in the gentle, unhurried flow of life. As night falls, you look up at the stars. They seem constant, yet you know that their light, traveling for eons, has experienced time very differently. You feel the connection between the vast cosmos and the slow heartbeat of your planet, understanding that time's flow is relative, but the experiences it shapes are deeply personal. You are anchored here, yet aware of the greater currents stretching across the universe. You lie down on soft grass, feeling the earth beneath you, its weight grounding and comforting. Your mind drifts gently between the rhythm of your own breath and the vastness of time itself. You sense that while seconds may pass differently elsewhere in the cosmos, Your life on Earth is a unique melody, flowing at its own pace. Every sound, every shadow, every subtle movement becomes part of this intimate experience of time. You notice how your thoughts expand and contract with each inhale and exhale, aligning with the measured cadence of the planet. There is no rush, no urgency, only a calm, gentle awareness that stretches across your body and mind. And as the night deepens, the stars twinkle in quiet harmony with the slow march of seconds, a reminder that while time may bend and stretch across the cosmos, the pulse of Earth is a steady, meditative companion. You breathe in deeply, feeling both the immensity of the universe and the closeness of your own world. The thought lingers softly: if time bends and stretches near massive objects and light races timelessly through space, how does your own body, your own perception, experience these hidden currents of relativity in the quiet of everyday life? You close your eyes and turn your attention inward, feeling the subtle, constant rhythm of your own body. Each heartbeat is a gentle drum, marking the passage of time in a private, intimate way. You notice the slow rise and fall of your chest with each breath, the pulse in your veins, the steady hum of neurons firing in quiet synchrony. Time, you realize, is not only measured by clocks and calendars, but also by the organic pulses that define your existence. Your body is a small universe of motion and rhythm. Cells divide and grow, hormones rise and fall, your metabolism hums along its intricate schedule. Each process has its own cadence, some fast, some slow, yet all harmonizing to sustain life. You feel the elegance of this inner timing, the way it adjusts to the cycles of sleep, activity, and rest. You are both observer and participant in this delicate dance, aware that your internal clocks are as precise and intricate as the cosmos outside. You imagine your body as an ocean, each wave a process, each ripple a heartbeat. Some waves rise and fall quickly, like the rapid firing of neurons or the beat of your heart during exertion. Others move slowly, like the gradual repair of tissues or the steady growth of bones. You float in this ocean, feeling the currents of time pass through you. The ocean is vast and deep, yet entirely contained within the quiet boundaries of your own form. There is a connection between this internal ocean and the broader flow of cosmic time. While your body moves through Earth's steady rhythm, the universe beyond bends and stretches in ways you can only imagine. Gravity, velocity, and light all shape the external flow of seconds, yet your internal clock marches at its own pace, a stable anchor within the ever-shifting sea of space-time. You notice how perfectly tuned your body is to Earth's pulse, the rising and setting of the sun, the cycle of day and night, the gentle tug of tides affecting every cell and molecule. You sense the subtle interplay between internal and external time. Your perception is neither solely your heartbeat nor solely the cosmic seconds passing overhead, but a careful blending of both. Moments stretch and compress depending on your awareness, your focus, your environment. You can feel this in meditation, in deep contemplation, in the soft observation of breath and thought. Time becomes elastic, pliable, and gentle, a companion rather than a measurement. You explore the way your body responds to the passage of time on Earth. Your circadian rhythm, the internal clock regulating sleep and wakefulness, aligns with the cycles of light and darkness. You notice the quiet, rhythmic oscillation of your body temperature, the periodic release of hormones, the gentle rise and fall of digestive processes. Each is a clock of its own, interwoven into a vast network of biological timing that keeps your existence in harmony with the planet. You allow yourself to feel the interconnection. Every cell's rhythm is part of the broader symphony of life. Every pulse echoes the steady march of seconds outside, yet also maintains a private timing that cannot be measured by conventional clocks. You recognize that you are a living clock within a living world, both influenced by and influencing the flow of time around you. The ocean of your body's timing flows in quiet patterns. You notice subtle changes, the acceleration of the heartbeat during excitement, the slowing of breath during calm. These fluctuations remind you that internal time is dynamic, responsive, and alive. Unlike the rigid measurements of clocks, Your body's rhythm is flexible, adapting to the moment, responsive to circumstance, intimately tied to the present. You consider how this personal time interacts with the universe's extremes. Near a black hole, where seconds stretch into years, or with light, which experiences no time at all. Your body remains grounded, following its own steady rhythm, yet aware of the cosmic waves that ripple far beyond your immediate perception. You feel a profound respect for the intelligence embedded in your own biology, the way it synchronizes with the slow march of planetary time while remaining distinct from the relativistic extremes of the cosmos. Breathing slowly, you imagine drifting through this ocean, your awareness moving fluidly between heartbeat and breath, thought and sensation. You feel a gentle meditation emerge, a calm recognition that every moment, every pulse, every breath is a vessel carrying you through the fabric of time. You are both witness and participant, a conscious navigator within your own personal ocean, connected to the vast rhythms beyond. As you lie in stillness, you sense the passage of time not as something to measure, but as something to experience, a gentle unfolding of now. Each moment accumulates softly, like water gathering in a quiet tide, shaping the contours of perception and memory. You are alive within this ocean, aware of its currents and depth, feeling both its intimacy and its vastness. And as the awareness of your internal clocks expands, a gentle question drifts to the surface of your mind. If your body measures time in its own intimate rhythm, how does it resonate with the slow, bending currents of the universe that flow around you? You picture yourself moving faster and faster, gliding through the emptiness of space. At first, it is gentle, a steady acceleration that hums softly in your chest. Then, as your speed increases, you begin to notice changes. Time around you begins to bend subtly, the world outside your frame of reference seeming to accelerate. Stars race past in blurred arcs, and distant galaxies whirl in faster rotations. Yet inside, your own perception remains calm, measured, aware. You feel the strange, elegant phenomenon known as time dilation taking hold. As you approach the speed of light, the seconds you experience stretch outward, while those measured by a stationary observer continue at their usual pace. Your internal clock ticks steadily, yet the universe outside moves differently. This is not just abstract theory. It is a tangible effect, one that reshapes your relationship to the passage of moments. Your body, attuned to Earth's rhythms, adapts in imagination. Heartbeat, breath, and thought retain their cadence, yet you sense that each second you experience is now richer, elongated in subtle ways. Movement is more than displacement. It is a medium through which time itself flows differently. You feel a profound intimacy with the fabric of space-time, understanding that motion does not merely take you through space, it carries you through the currents of time. You imagine looking back at someone stationary, watching them age more quickly relative to your own perception. Their seconds tick normally, yet yours have expanded, allowing you to witness a subtle difference in life's unfolding. It is a gentle paradox. The faster you move, the slower your personal time flows in comparison to the rest of the universe. Your age, in effect, becomes relative, sculpted by motion and velocity. The sensation is both surreal and comforting. You are aware of the laws of physics molding your experience, yet the effect is not jarring. Each pulse, each breath, is synchronized with the bending of time, a rhythm that feels natural once you immerse yourself in it. You feel the quiet grandeur of the universe, how speed, motion, and time are inseparable, entwined in a dance that is as gentle as it is profound. As you glide past planets and stars, you notice the subtle shifts in light and color. Objects ahead appear contracted, a delicate warping caused by your high velocity. The effect is not frightening. It is a revelation of how motion shapes perception, compressing space while expanding time from your viewpoint. You float through these distortions with calm awareness, attuning to the poetry hidden within relativistic motion. You sense how deeply this principle resonates with your own life. While we move slowly relative to light, to black holes, or to distant galaxies, every movement, every choice of speed, subtly influences the passage of our personal time. It is a reminder that life's flow is not uniform, that experience is shaped not only by clocks and calendars but also by how we inhabit motion in the world. You notice the intimate connection between speed and experience. Even slight movements, small bursts of energy, shape your perception of duration. When you walk briskly, run, or swim, your seconds expand and contract in ways imperceptible yet present. The effect becomes a meditation. Your body, your mind, your journey through space and motion, all sculpting the passage of your life, shaping the tempo of your consciousness. You drift past planets, asteroids, and rings of distant stars, feeling both acceleration and serenity. The universe flows around you, yet inside, time unfolds in your own steady rhythm. You are moving rapidly through space, yet intimately in sync with your own heartbeat. You feel the paradoxical luxury of experiencing moments fully, even as the universe outside races past. The sensation of time dilation teaches you a subtle lesson. Aging is not merely a function of biological processes, but also of motion through the cosmos. Each journey, each trajectory, has a unique influence on how life is experienced, how moments accumulate, and how the passage of years is felt. The universe offers countless perspectives, and speed itself is one of the quietest, most profound ways to perceive the elasticity of time. As you continue moving, you imagine returning to a stationary frame of reference. The difference in elapsed time is real, yet it is not frightening. It is a gentle reminder that your life is flexible, responsive to the currents of motion, and that your personal rhythm can harmonize with both the slow march of Earth's time and the accelerated flow of the cosmos. And as the realization settles softly, a lingering thought drifts into your mind. If motion can stretch your moments and alter your age, how might the universe itself experience its own passage, moving through time as you move through space? You imagine the universe as a colossal mirror, stretching across the cosmos, reflecting not only distant galaxies but your own presence within the fabric of space-time. Each photon, each wave of light, carries echoes of events long past, bouncing across distances that measure millions or billions of years. You see reflections of stars forming and dying, of planets circling suns, and of cosmic clouds drifting lazily through the void. And in all of it, there is a sense that you, too, are part of this mirrored tapestry, your own journey subtly inscribed in the motion around you. The idea of a cosmic mirror is not mere metaphor. It is a meditation on observation and relativity. Light travels in every direction, carrying information about its origin. When you gaze across the universe, you are seeing events that have already occurred, yet they are as vivid as the present. The mirror does not distort but faithfully reproduces the history of creation, a reflection that spans both space and time. You sense that every observation is a form of participation. By seeing, you become a part of the ongoing dialogue between light, matter, and time. You drift alongside beams of light that have journeyed for millennia, reaching your eyes only now. Each carries a story of birth and decay, of motion through the void. As you follow them, you notice subtle variations. The stretching of light waves due to cosmic expansion, the bending near massive clusters of galaxies, the faint whispers of ancient radiation. These are reflections not only of the universe's past but also of the interconnectedness of all things. Every photon you trace is a thread in the mirror, connecting your present awareness to the distant past. The cosmic mirror reflects more than light. It reflects motion and gravity, showing how every object shapes the flow of space-time. You notice that galaxies twist and curve as if the mirror itself were flexible, responding to mass and energy. The reflection is dynamic, not static, a living, breathing echo of the universe. You feel a profound intimacy with these patterns, sensing that by observing them, you participate in the rhythm and structure of existence itself. You begin to understand the personal dimension of this reflection. Each pattern you observe, each spiral of stars, mirrors not only the universe but also your own perception of time. Moments in your life, breaths, thoughts, heartbeats, echo the rhythms of distant celestial motions. There is a symmetry between the microcosm of your experience and the macrocosm of the universe, a quiet resonance that flows between self and cosmos. You drift further, imagining that you are both inside and outside the mirror. From one perspective, you see yourself reflected in the patterns of galaxies, tracing your own path among the stars. From another, you see the universe as a whole, its motions and changes unfolding independently, yet subtly influenced by your awareness. Observation and existence are intertwined. To witness is to be included, to see is to participate. You notice how reflection changes with perspective. Looking from different points in space, the patterns shift, revealing new alignments, new connections, new harmonies. Light that once appeared distant and static now flows dynamically, tracing the gentle curvature of space-time. You sense that the act of observation itself shapes perception, creating a dialogue between you and the cosmos that is both poetic and scientifically profound. The mirror also reflects time in ways that challenge ordinary understanding. You see stars exploding, nebulae forming, and galaxies merging as if moments are compressed and expanded simultaneously. Time is not uniform in the reflection. It is relative, shaped by gravity, motion, and distance. You feel your own place within this continuum, aware that your seconds and years are interwoven with the ebb and flow of the cosmic narrative. You contemplate the subtle relationship between reflection and memory. The universe remembers, in light and structure, the events that have occurred. When you look, you are glimpsing a memory billions of years old, yet it feels immediate, present, alive. In this way, the mirror becomes a bridge between past and present, showing you that time is not linear, but a vast, flowing landscape that you traverse in your own measured rhythm. Your mind drifts to the quiet wonder of participation. By observing the universe, by noticing the reflection in this cosmic mirror, you align your awareness with the rhythms of space-time. You sense that observation itself is a gentle act of connection, a soft engagement with the fabric of reality. Each moment of seeing is a moment of being, a whisper that you are part of a living, flowing cosmos. And as your gaze lingers on the distant reflections, a soft question arises in your mind. If the universe mirrors itself and you see your own presence echoed across time, what might you learn about the passage of your own life when observed from the vastness of space? You picture time not as a straight line, but as a river winding through the landscape of the cosmos. The current flows gently, sometimes gathering speed, sometimes slowing to a quiet drift. You float along, feeling each ripple and eddy, sensing how moments are not fixed but move, shaped by forces both visible and unseen. Gravity bends the river around massive stars and planets. Velocity stretches its path. Distance alters the way it is perceived. You realize that you are a traveler within this ever-shifting stream, carried along by currents that are as subtle as they are powerful. Your mind observes how the river flows differently in various regions. Near massive celestial bodies, time bends and stretches, the current slowing almost imperceptibly yet profoundly. In empty stretches of space, the river widens, flowing with a steady, even pace. You feel these shifts in a way that is both intellectual and visceral, sensing that time is not a universal metronome but a living, responsive current. Each moment carries its own weight, each second its own flow. As you drift, you notice how your own perception interacts with the river. Your heartbeat, your breathing, your thoughts, all form microcurrents within the larger stream. They ripple outward, interacting with distant forces in subtle ways. You feel that your experience of time is not separate from the universe but entwined with its motion. The river of time shapes you as much as you move within it, creating a delicate dialogue between self and cosmos. You watch as light from distant stars bends around massive objects, tracing arcs that follow the river's curves. The photons glide smoothly along the currents, each carrying information about events that happened millions or billions of years ago. You realize that the river of time preserves history, carrying it gently along while shaping how it is perceived in different regions. Past and present flow together, and the future is a widening path stretching before you, yet unseen. You feel the elasticity of moments. A second near a black hole stretches like a tide, yet for a distant observer it is fleeting. You sense the same principle at smaller scales. Your own motion, your own perception, subtly stretches or compresses the flow of experience. Life is a personal current within the river, moving at its own pace, yet always in communion with the greater stream. Each decision, each breath, each quiet observation adds a ripple that extends outward. The river is not uniform. It curves and twists unpredictably. You float through eddies where moments swirl upon themselves, loops where time folds back, reflecting events that feel both past and future simultaneously. You notice that these bends are not chaotic but governed by precise laws of physics, subtle and exact. There is beauty in this, a quiet elegance in how the universe manages the flow of existence with infinite care. You imagine the river carrying you past cosmic phenomena. Supernovae erupt with brilliant force, sending ripples through the stream, subtle waves that alter the perception of nearby moments. Planets orbit steadily, bending the river gently, shaping the flow of days and nights. You feel the interconnectedness of all things. Every motion, every mass, every pulse of light contributes to the river's continuous shaping. You are both observer and participant, gently guided by its course. As you drift, you notice that your own awareness can influence the journey. Mindful observation, quiet attention, and deep contemplation allow you to move with the currents more fluidly. You feel the subtle stretching of time in meditation, the gentle slowing of perception when fully present. The river is responsive, yielding to consciousness, reflecting the intimate bond between being and the passage of moments. You see how life on Earth follows smaller tributaries of this vast river. Your circadian rhythms, seasons, and even the cycles of growth and decay are tributaries flowing into the larger cosmic stream. The interaction is subtle, yet profound. The universal river shapes your existence even as you navigate it, carrying you toward experiences and reflections that are uniquely yours. You drift into quiet contemplation, sensing the infinite possibilities along the river's winding path. Time's bends and twists are not obstacles but invitations to awareness. You notice the gentle patterns of acceleration and deceleration, the soft currents that carry moments of insight, calm, and wonder. In this flowing river, there is no rush, only the patient unfolding of existence, a steady rhythm in which every experience is both intimate and universal. And as you float gently within the currents, a thought arises softly. If time bends like a river, flowing around every mass and motion, how might your journey through life navigate these hidden currents, feeling both the steady flow and the subtle bends along the way? You sit quietly and focus on a single instant, a single heartbeat, a single breath. At first, it feels solid, contained, a distinct now in the stream of your experience. Yet as you observe more closely, you notice its boundaries dissolve. The moment stretches backward into memory and forward into anticipation, blending past and future seamlessly with the present. You sense that each instant is an illusion, a temporary convergence of flowing time, a soft intersection between what has been and what is yet to come. Your mind drifts along the edges of perception. Thoughts arise and fade, sensations ripple through your body, and the world outside continues its gentle rhythm. The present seems to shimmer, never fully graspable, always moving. You realize that this is not a deficiency, but a subtle beauty. The fluidity of now allows awareness to engage with time in ways both delicate and profound. The moment is not a point, but a gentle wave in the ongoing sea of existence. You feel the pulse of life within yourself, noticing how internal rhythms, heartbeat, breath, neuronal firing, create a tapestry of experience. Each pulse overlaps with the previous, foreshadows the next, and exists within the continuum of perception. The illusion of the moment becomes clearer. Now is not a fixed marker, but a confluence of sensations, thoughts, and memories that your mind perceives as an instant. You are both witness and creator of this unfolding reality. You turn your awareness outward, observing the world around you. Light shifts with the movement of the sun, shadows lengthen and shorten, leaves tremble in the wind. All these changes occur continuously, yet your perception captures them as discrete moments. The present is a bridge, a space where change and continuity meet, allowing you to witness life's flow without fully holding it. You sense that this interplay is essential. Without the fleeting quality of now, consciousness could not perceive, and the universe could not be experienced. Your thoughts drift to the relativity of perception. Different observers, in different states of motion, experience moments differently. A second for one may be slightly longer or shorter for another. You feel how intimately connected your mind and body are to the flow of events, how each instant is woven into a web of interdependent experiences. Time is not simply measured by clocks, but by awareness itself, by how your consciousness interacts with the endless movement around you. You begin to notice subtle layers within each instant. A single breath contains microseconds of sensation, electrical impulses, and chemical shifts, all interwoven with memory and expectation. The present, though seemingly singular, is composed of countless threads, each contributing to the sensation of now. You float through these layers, sensing the intricacy and delicacy of each passing moment, appreciating the quiet complexity of the life you inhabit. The illusion of the moment deepens your meditation. You feel that life is not a series of isolated instants but a continuous flow, punctuated by awareness. Each experience carries echoes of what came before and hints of what is to come. The present becomes a space of gentle reflection, where you can perceive the interplay of motion, thought, and sensation. You are simultaneously inside and outside the moment, a conscious participant in a river that never stops flowing. You reflect on the connection between the present and the larger cosmos. Galaxies rotate, stars explode, light travels vast distances, all unfolding in the continuum of time. Your own awareness captures only a fraction, yet within that fraction lies the profound beauty of engagement. You sense that every heartbeat, every breath, every thought is a soft echo of universal motion, linking your internal rhythm with the grand cosmic dance. You notice how attention shapes the experience of now. When fully present, moments stretch and expand, rich with detail and texture. When distracted, they slip by like water through fingers. You feel a gentle responsibility, a soft intimacy with time. The way you observe life influences the depth and quality of the present. Awareness itself becomes a partner in the unfolding river of experience, shaping perception with the quiet power of attention. And as you sit in this meditative observation, a soft, lingering thought arises. If the present is an illusion, a delicate weaving of past and future, how might your understanding of time itself change as you drift further into the currents of the cosmos? You lift your gaze to the night sky, letting your awareness drift across the vast expanse. Stars sparkle with quiet regularity, their rotation imperceptible yet constant, each one a tiny heartbeat in the grand pulse of the cosmos. You imagine galaxies spinning, spiral arms unfurling in elegant arcs, a delicate choreography that has been unfolding for billions of years. Planets orbit their suns with meticulous precision, tracing paths that are both predictable and profoundly beautiful. You feel the universe as a clockwork mechanism, vast, intricate, yet serene, moving with a rhythm that is both gentle and exact. You notice how different scales of motion interweave. Within a galaxy, stars orbit around a dense core, their paths influenced by gravity and mass. Within a star, plasma churns and fuses, releasing energy in predictable cycles. Even at the smallest scale, atomic and subatomic particles follow patterns, vibrating, spinning, and interacting according to immutable laws. Each layer of motion contributes to the larger rhythm, a symphony of interdependent cycles, all synchronized in a subtle harmony. You reflect on your own place within this grand clockwork. Your heartbeat, breathing, and movements are small echoes of the cosmic rhythm, intimately connected to the flow of celestial events. Though your life seems fleeting in comparison to the age of stars and galaxies, you sense a deep alignment with the steady pulse of the universe. Your experience of time, your consciousness, resonates with the broader cycles of cosmic motion, weaving your personal rhythm into the universal tapestry. Gravity shapes the flow of motion in ways both subtle and profound. You imagine the gentle tug of massive stars bending the paths of nearby objects, the delicate interplay of orbital forces guiding planets through their courses. The cosmos is neither chaotic nor rigid. It moves in response to the distribution of mass and energy, a dynamic equilibrium that preserves balance over vast scales. Each orbit, each rotation, each oscillation contributes to the intricate mechanism that keeps the universe ticking. You consider the precision inherent in these movements. A planet missing its orbit by even a fraction could disrupt eons of stability. Yet despite this delicate balance, there is freedom and variation, a soft unpredictability that allows life, growth, and change. You feel the elegance of this design, the way cosmic motion carries history forward while creating space for the unexpected. Time, you sense, is both measured and lived, both structured and experienced. You imagine watching a star as it pulses, expands, and contracts. Its heartbeat marks intervals of light and energy, a slow metronome against the vast darkness. You watch as supernovae erupt with breathtaking force, scattering matter across the void, creating new cycles of birth and transformation. Each event, though massive and awe-inspiring, is a gear in the broader mechanism, contributing to the unfolding story of the cosmos. The regularity of orbits and rotations offers comfort and stability, yet the scale of these motions invites reflection. You realize that while human perception is limited, every second, every rotation, is part of an interconnected rhythm. The universe is alive with cycles, daily, yearly, millennial, and cosmic, each interlocking with the others in a seamless continuum. You feel yourself carried along, not as a separate observer, but as a participant in this elegant, eternal dance. Even light itself participates in this clockwork. Photons travel for millions of years, guided by gravity and space curvature, tracing invisible pathways that reveal the architecture of galaxies and clusters. Their journey is long, precise, and yet profoundly patient. You sense the connection between these distant travelers and your own perception, how each photon that reaches your eye carries information about the past, folding time into the present. You allow yourself to drift with these rhythms, feeling the gentle repetition of cycles and the quiet beauty of recurring patterns. The universe's clockwork is not harsh or mechanical. It is soft, flowing, and meditative, a cosmic lullaby that echoes through space-time. You sense that every moment, whether small or vast, is a gear in this grand design, each one moving in concert with countless others. And as you float in the awareness of this cosmic rhythm, a gentle question arises. If the universe moves in such elegant cycles, what subtle patterns of motion shape the moments of your own life, connecting you to the clockwork of stars and galaxies? You close your eyes and drift inward, allowing memories to surface like gentle waves on a quiet shore. Each recollection carries a sense of time, yet feels elastic. A moment from years past can stretch to fill your awareness, while a recent event might dissolve quickly into the background. You feel that memory does not merely store the past. It bends the perception of the present, softening the edges of now and weaving past and present into a continuous fabric. Time is no longer a linear line, but a layered landscape, each memory a contour shaping the hills and valleys of experience. You sense how personal time is influenced by memory. A single fragrance can transport you to a distant afternoon. A sound can carry you to a long-forgotten room. These recollections fold the past into the present, creating a rhythm that is both familiar and dynamic. The moment you inhabit is enriched by these echoes, carrying subtle nuances of emotion, insight, and awareness that would otherwise remain hidden. Memory, you realize, is a form of time travel, gentle and meditative, allowing you to wander the corridors of your own life while remaining grounded in the present. You notice the interplay between short-term and long-term memories. Some moments linger like soft, persistent notes, shaping your emotional landscape. Others appear briefly, like fleeting sparks, illuminating a fragment of experience before fading. The rhythm of these recollections is irregular yet soothing, creating a quiet cadence within your consciousness. You feel as if you are floating in a river of moments, each wave colored by memory, flowing past you without haste, inviting contemplation and reflection. Your thoughts drift to the ways memory interacts with anticipation. Just as the past folds into the present, so too does the imagined future. You sense the delicate tension between what has been and what might come, the gentle pull of expectation shaping your perception of now. Moments become pliable, softened by awareness, and you recognize that your experience of time is always enriched by this constant dialogue between memory and imagination. You consider how memories are stored and recalled, not as precise recordings but as living impressions. The details shift, merge, and fade, yet the emotional essence remains intact. This fluidity allows the past to interact with the present, influencing decisions, shaping intuition, and coloring perception. You feel a quiet reverence for this process, understanding that your internal landscape is a constantly evolving map of time, marked by both the exact and the ephemeral. You reflect on the interconnectedness of memory and identity. The moments you recall, the sensations and emotions preserved in consciousness, contribute to a sense of self. They are not static relics, but active participants in your ongoing journey. You realize that your personal history, carried gently in memory, guides the flow of experience in subtle ways, shaping how you navigate the river of time. Each recollection is a bridge, linking the past to the present and opening pathways into the future. You sense the universality of this experience. Just as your memories shape your perception of time, so do events across the cosmos carry echoes of the past. Light from distant stars reaches you after millennia, carrying traces of events long gone. Galactic collisions and stellar births leave imprints that ripple across space and time. In this way, memory is not limited to the mind. The universe itself remembers, and you are momentarily immersed in that cosmic recollection. You allow yourself to dwell in this awareness, observing how your mind folds past and present together. Moments of joy, sorrow, curiosity, and calm rise and fall in a soft, meditative rhythm. You feel the gentle ebb and flow of recollection, each memory a small tide contributing to the vast ocean of your consciousness. There is no urgency, no pressure, only the quiet unfolding of awareness, a delicate interplay between time as experienced and time as remembered. You notice that the act of remembering brings with it both clarity and transformation. Some moments gain new meaning as you revisit them, others soften, their sharp edges smoothed by perspective. You understand that memory is not a static archive but an active partner in your perception of time. It bends and shapes the present, allowing you to engage with life in a richer, more layered way. And as you sit in this gentle reflection, a soft, lingering question emerges. If memory can stretch and fold time, how might your own perception of the universe be colored by the echoes of past moments, guiding your awareness of what is yet to come? You imagine stepping back, farther than any vantage point you have known, until the universe itself unfolds before your eyes. The cosmos stretches outward, vast and infinite, yet intimate in the rhythm of its motion. Stars ignite in brilliant bursts of light, shine with steady brilliance for millions or billions of years, and eventually fade into quiet remnants. Galaxies spin, stretch, and sometimes collide, exchanging matter and energy in a dance both gentle and powerful. You sense the quiet aging of everything, a subtle progression marked by creation, change, and eventual decay. Time here feels different. Vast, almost ungraspable spans flow around you, yet there is a rhythm that is familiar, echoing the heartbeat of your own life. You notice the early universe, dense and energetic, slowly stretching and cooling as it expands. Stars form from clouds of dust and gas, their light carrying the memory of ancient processes across unimaginable distances. The universe's life is not hurried. It is patient, deliberate, and infinitely layered, each moment building upon the last. You reflect on the life cycles of stars. Some burn brightly and briefly, massive and intense, their deaths marked by spectacular supernovae. Others burn steadily for billions of years, their light gentle and sustaining. You feel a sense of intimacy with these cycles, recognizing that within each lifespan is a reflection of your own experience of time. Beginnings, durations, endings, and transformations. The universe ages not as a whole but in countless individual stories, each one contributing to the cosmic narrative. You drift through the motions of galaxies. Spiral arms unwind slowly, shaped by gravity and momentum, while elliptical galaxies glide smoothly, their stars tracing quiet, elliptical paths. Collisions between galaxies create ripples of change, new stars, and the redistribution of matter, yet even in disruption there is a delicate balance. You sense that aging here is not mere decay, but transformation, the continuous evolution of structure, motion, and energy. You notice the subtle passage of cosmic time in the movement of light. Photons travel across vast distances, carrying the imprints of long-gone events. As you observe these streams of light, you feel as if you are witnessing memory in action, the universe recalling its own past, reflecting the processes that shaped galaxies, stars, and planets. Each beam is a quiet messenger, connecting your awareness with moments that unfolded billions of years ago. You feel your consciousness entwined with this grand progression. The aging of the universe is immense, yet it mirrors your own journey through time, scaled to cosmic proportions. You sense continuity in the flow. Beginnings emerge from endings, matter recycles, energy transforms, and life finds spaces to exist. The passage of time is neither abrupt nor jarring. It is a gentle unfolding, an infinite layering of experiences, cycles, and changes. You imagine witnessing the death of a star, a slow fading into a white dwarf, neutron star, or black hole. The energy it once radiated now returns to space, nourishing clouds of gas that will one day birth new stars. The universe does not end in these events. It transforms, creating space for new structures and rhythms. Aging, here, is not loss but continuity, a patient, graceful evolution that speaks to the underlying harmony of cosmic processes. You reflect on the expansion of space itself. Galaxies drift apart, carried by the stretching fabric of the cosmos. Time and distance are intertwined. As space grows, the perception of motion, age, and change shifts subtly. You sense the quiet poetry of this growth, the way the universe ages not in isolation but as an interconnected whole. Each part, from the smallest star to the largest cluster, participates in the gradual unfolding of cosmic time. Even the most energetic events, supernovae, gamma-ray bursts, black hole mergers, are absorbed into the flow, their influence gently incorporated into the ongoing cycles of matter and energy. You realize that aging is not a decline but a transformation, a continuous journey toward new configurations and expressions of cosmic life. Each event is a note in the vast, meditative symphony of time. As you float among these immense scales, a soft awareness arises. The universe, in aging, teaches patience and perspective. Its rhythms are slow, yet profoundly ordered, inviting reflection on your own passage through time. You feel connected, not overwhelmed, comforted by the quiet constancy of cosmic cycles and the intricate dance of beginnings and endings. And as you drift further in this awareness, a lingering thought emerges gently. If the universe ages with such patience and grace, what might it reveal about the nature of your own life, and the fleeting yet meaningful moments you carry within it? You close your eyes and let yourself descend into the quiet depths of space-time, sensing gravity not as a pull, but as a subtle shaping of the river of time itself. You imagine the invisible threads stretching between every mass, bending the fabric around planets, stars, and galaxies. Here, time is pliable. It stretches and compresses in response to mass, creating rhythms that you can feel if you drift slowly enough to notice. Your awareness itself seems to stretch along with the currents of gravity, flowing with a gentle, deliberate cadence that is both intimate and cosmic. You feel your own body as part of this gravitational dance. Every heartbeat, every breath, is subtly influenced by the mass of the planet beneath you, the distant pull of the moon, and even the light-years away tug of distant stars. Gravity is not just a force. It is a conversation between matter and time, a quiet shaping of experience that you feel in the rhythm of your own existence. You are simultaneously grounded and drifting, anchored yet suspended within an invisible architecture of pull and counterpull. As you drift further, you imagine descending toward a massive star. Its immense gravity bends the flow of time around it, slowing moments ever so slightly. You sense how light curves along its path, tracing arcs that reveal the depth and curvature of space-time. Your perception adjusts, stretching and compressing in subtle alignment with the star's influence. You realize that every observer experiences time differently, dependent on mass, motion, and position, and that your own perception is intimately tied to the cosmic landscape you inhabit. You consider the slow unfolding of gravitational influence across larger scales. Planets orbit in elegant loops, galaxies spin, and clusters of galaxies drift through the expanding universe, all in response to the pull of mass and the warping of space. The flow of time is never uniform. It bends around massive objects, creating a tapestry of relative experiences. You sense that understanding gravity is not only about force but about rhythm, a meditation on how time itself moves differently in each corner of the cosmos. You drift toward the subtle effects that are harder to perceive. A small variation in gravity stretches the duration of events imperceptibly. A stronger pull compresses them. You feel that moments are never identical, that every second is sculpted by the unseen contours of mass and energy around you. Gravity is a gentle hand on the river of time, shaping the course of events in ways that are profound yet invisible, creating a quiet, meditative order in the universe. You reflect on black holes, where gravity reaches extremes. Time slows dramatically near their edges, stretching seconds into minutes, minutes into hours. You imagine hovering at the event horizon, feeling the river of time distort around you, perceiving the flow of the universe in a compressed, intricate pattern. It is a place where the vastness of cosmic time converges into an intimate experience, showing you the profound connection between gravity, time, and awareness. You consider your own experience within these forces. While you are far from black holes or massive stars, gravity is everywhere, shaping every moment of perception and motion. The pull of Earth, the orbit of the moon, the tides of oceans, even the subtle alignment of molecules in your body, all are part of this ongoing interplay between mass and time. You sense a quiet interconnectedness, a gentle reminder that even the most ordinary experience is part of the cosmic design. You drift in awareness of this deep time, letting it guide your perception. Moments feel heavier near mass, lighter in open space, yet all are part of the same continuum. You imagine the slow dance of galaxies and the quiet spiral of stars, feeling the gentle influence of gravity as both grounding and expansive. There is a meditative rhythm here, a cadence that encourages reflection, stillness, and connection to the larger universe. As you float with this awareness, you notice that gravity shapes not only the physical world but your perception of time itself. Each second is stretched or compressed according to subtle cosmic interactions, and in this malleable flow, you find a sense of intimacy with the universe. You sense your place in a continuum that spans from the smallest atom to the largest galaxy, carried along by the invisible, patient hand of gravity. And as you drift in this gentle current, a soft thought arises. If gravity can shape the flow of your moments, how might the subtle forces around you influence your perception of time, memory, and the unfolding journey of life? You imagine yourself floating back through the vastness of the universe, past stars, galaxies, and clusters, beyond the familiar structures of space and time. You approach the earliest moments, a time when the universe was dense, hot, and alive with energy. Here, time feels different, not a series of ticks or beats, but a boundless continuum, stretching outward in every direction. There is no beginning in the way you normally conceive it. There is only the infinite unfolding of moments, an eternal now that carries both creation and potential within it. You sense the enormity of this continuum. Each moment is pregnant with possibility, carrying within it the seeds of matter, energy, and life. The fabric of space and time is malleable, stretching and curving under unimaginable forces. Yet even amidst this vast energy, there is a rhythm, a pulse, subtle and consistent, guiding the evolution of the cosmos. You feel that time is not a linear path but a flowing, interconnected field, each moment affecting every other in ways both subtle and profound. Your awareness drifts through the primal energy of the early universe. Particles collide, fuse, and separate in endless cycles, forming the building blocks of matter. Light moves through the void, carrying with it the first traces of order. You sense the delicate interplay between chaos and structure, the balance that allows complexity to emerge. Even here, in the seeming wildness of creation, there is a soft logic, an inherent order, guiding the evolution of all things. You reflect on the relativity of this experience. Without a conventional beginning, time feels expansive, stretching infinitely in both directions. Your own consciousness feels like a gentle ripple on an endless sea, connected to the earliest events yet free to move through the continuum. You perceive that every moment is layered upon previous ones, yet none is truly first or last. Time is a landscape without edges, and you are invited to explore its infinite terrain with curiosity and calm. You imagine the emergence of matter from energy, the formation of atoms, and the first coalescence of clouds that will eventually birth stars and galaxies. You sense the slow, deliberate unfolding of structures, guided by the laws of physics and the flow of time. Each step in this evolution feels intimate and precise, a quiet choreography that has been unfolding since the very first ripples of existence. You float in awareness of these processes, appreciating the elegance of the universe's infinite complexity. You notice that even as the universe expands, the notion of a beginning dissolves. Time stretches, folds, and bends, but it never truly starts or stops. You feel a deep connection to this infinite continuum, sensing that your own experience of time is a small reflection of this larger, eternal flow. Moments accumulate, overlap, and interact, creating a rich tapestry that is simultaneously personal and cosmic. Your mind drifts to the perception of eternity. The universe carries within it every possibility, every pattern of matter and energy, each unfolding according to subtle rules. You realize that your understanding of time, memory, and change is grounded in these processes. Each present moment you inhabit is linked to the vast continuum, a bridge between the unimaginable past and the infinite unfolding yet to come. You feel the quiet majesty of time without boundaries. There is no start line, no end point, only the endless rhythm of existence. Your awareness flows alongside this infinite river, noticing the subtle currents of gravity, motion, and energy, and feeling the profound intimacy of being part of an eternal, unfolding story. Each heartbeat, each breath, resonates with the timeless dance of the cosmos, echoing through the infinite expanse of moments. And as you drift in this meditative awareness, a soft, lingering thought arises. If time has no beginning, what does it mean for your journey, and how might your awareness stretch gently into the infinite continuity of existence? You imagine stepping beyond the ordinary flow of events, perceiving time as a block rather than a river. In this view, every moment, past, present, and future, exists simultaneously, like pages in a vast book waiting to be read. You float along the continuum, noticing how moments interconnect, how one event naturally follows another, yet all are embedded within the grand architecture of space-time. The future is not distant or uncertain. It already exists as part of the fabric of the cosmos, and your consciousness gently navigates its contours. You sense the comfort in this perspective. Life, memory, and awareness are threads woven into the broader tapestry of time, each one flowing along paths that are both predetermined by physical laws and subtly influenced by your perception. You feel that choice and awareness are like soft ripples on the surface of a vast, immovable ocean, small, yet intimately connected to the larger structure. The universe is at once fixed and flexible, precise and flowing, inviting your contemplation without pressure or haste. Your awareness drifts through moments yet to come. You imagine a distant star going supernova, its light traveling for millennia before reaching another galaxy. You witness events that have not yet touched your perception but already exist in the cosmic continuum. Time here feels expansive, non-linear, and gentle, a quiet reminder that the flow of experience is not bound by your ordinary sense of past and future. Each potential moment carries both inevitability and subtle nuance, like a melody that has been composed but has not yet been fully heard. You reflect on the implications for your own life. The choices you make, the paths you follow, exist simultaneously within this block of time. Each moment is a point on a map already drawn, yet your awareness moves through it with gentle agency. You feel a meditative calm, knowing that while the future is embedded within the continuum, your perception allows you to engage, reflect, and influence the rhythm of experience. Awareness itself becomes a bridge, linking the eternal with the intimate, the universal with the personal. You imagine drifting across the cosmos, observing distant galaxies, black holes, and clusters. You sense the interconnectedness of all events, the way cosmic motion, gravity, and light carry information forward and backward. Past and future fold into each other, and you feel your consciousness as part of this intricate network. Each moment, whether observed or not, contributes to the grand pattern of space-time, and your awareness flows gently within it, attuned to the silent continuity of existence. You notice the subtle interplay of determinism and flexibility. While physical laws set the framework of what can occur, perception, choice, and awareness add textures that color each moment. You feel that the universe is a vast canvas of possibilities, where the future exists yet is experienced through the soft lens of consciousness. Moments ripple gently, carrying echoes of both inevitability and potential, and you drift calmly within their interplay, noticing the balance between order and unfolding. Your mind turns to causality. Even as events exist simultaneously within the block of time, they carry relationships. A supernova influences a planetary system. A black hole warps the path of light. A thought in your mind shapes a perception, a memory, or a future action. You sense the vast interconnectivity of all things, yet experience it in a gentle, meditative way. Each interaction is a soft pulse, a rhythmic whisper in the symphony of time. You float through this awareness of cosmic simultaneity, feeling both small and infinite. Moments yet to come are already part of the universe, yet they are also yours to experience, reflect upon, and inhabit. Time becomes a space, a landscape for consciousness to explore without urgency, filled with layers of meaning, motion, and resonance. The universe's vastness and your intimate awareness are intertwined, creating a rhythm that is both meditative and expansive. And as you drift gently through this awareness, a soft, lingering thought emerges. If the future already exists, how might your perception of choice and awareness flow within the continuum, shaping the gentle unfolding of events that are both inevitable and intimately yours? You feel yourself at the intersection of the cosmic continuum and the intimate reality of human experience. Though the universe stretches across billions of years and incomprehensible distances, your consciousness is a lens through which time becomes tangible, immediate, and meaningful. Every thought, every perception, every heartbeat folds the vast expanse of moments into the intimate rhythm of your life. In this way, you are both observer and participant, small yet deeply connected to the eternal unfolding of the cosmos. You sense how awareness shapes your experience of time. Memory draws threads from the past, anticipation casts shadows into the future, and the present emerges as a soft, meditative bridge between the two. Each moment is colored by your perception, and in this way, human consciousness adds depth and texture to the otherwise vast and impartial flow of the universe. You realize that the richness of lived experience is intimately tied to the awareness that observes it, making every second both personal and universal. Your thoughts drift to the subtle influence of your actions. Even seemingly small choices ripple outward, influencing your immediate surroundings, your relationships, and the trajectory of your own life. On a grander scale, humanity collectively interacts with the planet, with space, and with time itself. The tools you create, the knowledge you gain, and the awareness you cultivate are echoes of this participation, ways in which humans fold their presence into the larger rhythm of the cosmos. You reflect on the beauty of human perception. Your ability to imagine, to wonder, and to explore gives shape to the experience of time. A single memory can stretch seconds into eternity. A single thought can connect you to past and future. Through consciousness, you inhabit multiple layers of the continuum simultaneously, experiencing moments not only as they unfold, but as they are remembered and anticipated. Time becomes malleable, soft, and meditative, a living companion in your journey. You consider the relationship between human life and cosmic scales. Stars are born and die, galaxies collide, and yet the pulse of human experience carries its own quiet weight. Every act of awareness, every moment of reflection, mirrors the rhythms of the universe. In contemplating your own consciousness, you touch a subtle symmetry. The patterns of your mind echo, in miniature, the motions and cycles of celestial bodies. You feel yourself as a microcosm of cosmic processes, intimate yet universal. You notice the deep interplay between memory, choice, and the flow of events. Decisions made in the present are informed by recollections and anticipations, threading a human narrative into the larger temporal landscape. You realize that perception itself is a form of participation. By observing, reflecting, and engaging, you influence the unfolding rhythm of your own life. Each experience, each decision, each awareness is a note in the ongoing symphony of time. Your mind drifts to the collective awareness of humanity. Across the globe, billions of lives interweave, each adding subtle layers to the continuum. Cultures, stories, and shared knowledge shape the way people perceive and experience time. The human presence, when multiplied and shared, contributes to the texture of history, creating patterns that resonate across both generations and cosmic scales. You feel a profound connection to this continuity, a gentle acknowledgement of your role in the ongoing story. You sense the poetic intimacy of being conscious. Even as the universe unfolds in slow, majestic rhythms, your experience compresses and expands moments, lending richness to what would otherwise be abstract time. Consciousness becomes both a participant and a mirror, reflecting the intricacy of cosmic motion while contributing to its lived reality. You feel gratitude for the capacity to observe, to feel, and to exist within the vastness of time, recognizing the quiet elegance of human awareness. You allow yourself to drift in this awareness, sensing the convergence of human perception and universal rhythm. Time, memory, and consciousness blend softly, like gentle currents in a river. You feel your life as a harmonious echo of the broader continuum, small yet essential, fleeting yet significant. The human presence is subtle, profound, and intimate, a quiet but meaningful thread in the tapestry of existence. And as you rest in this meditative reflection, a soft, lingering question arises. If human awareness folds past, present, and future into a living experience, how might your consciousness continue to shape the unfolding journey of time itself? You close your eyes and imagine moving through the universe at unimaginable speeds, approaching the limits of light itself. In this state, time behaves differently. Each second stretches, elongates, and shifts in ways that are almost imperceptible, yet profoundly significant. You feel as if your own aging slows, each moment lingering longer, carrying the sense of possibility and the gentle dream of reversal. This is not a fantasy. It is a meditation on the subtle interplay of velocity, gravity, and perception, a quiet exploration of the physics that govern time. You sense the intimate connection between motion and the flow of experience. As you imagine yourself moving faster and faster, time around you begins to stretch. Events that once seemed fleeting now unfold slowly, revealing hidden layers of experience. The universe around you continues its rhythm, yet your perception becomes elastic, bending with the extraordinary possibilities allowed by relativity. You feel a calm fascination, knowing that while the dream of reversing your age is unlikely in ordinary circumstances, the universe allows for subtle manipulations of time through motion and gravity. Your mind drifts to the story of the twins, one traveling at near-light speed, the other remaining on Earth. You imagine the traveler returning after a journey through these extreme velocities. For them, only moments have passed, while decades unfold for the twin at home. You feel the curious intimacy of this paradox. Motion can slow the experience of time, yet it does not erase memory, does not undo the fabric of lived experience. The dream of reversal exists not as an erasure but as a gentle stretching of moments, a meditation on what it means to inhabit time differently. You consider the sensations of this journey. The stars streak past in elongated trails of light, planets blur into soft, glowing shapes, and the universe's pulse seems both faster and slower at once. You sense your body and mind aligning with the flow of time, noticing each heartbeat and breath as a measure of both persistence and change. Aging is not simply reversed. It is experienced with heightened awareness, a conscious unfolding that allows you to inhabit each moment fully. You reflect on gravity's role in this delicate dance. Near massive objects, time slows in a similar way, stretching seconds into minutes, minutes into hours. You imagine hovering near a black hole, feeling the river of time curve and fold around you. The dream of reversal is subtle here too. It is the slowing of experience, the expansion of moments, the ability to witness time differently, intimately, and meditatively. You feel a profound connection to the cosmos, aware that the flow of time is flexible yet constant, malleable yet governed by unbreakable laws. You notice the layers of perception that influence your experience. While your body may age according to ordinary standards, consciousness is capable of exploring these stretches and compressions of time, inhabiting moments as if they were elongated or folded upon themselves. You sense that the dream of aging backward is less about physical reversal and more about inhabiting time with awareness, letting the flow of moments become a tool for reflection, insight, and gentle meditation. You drift further into the possibilities. Light years of distance become soft stretches of contemplation. Cosmic events unfold with slow clarity, and each particle of matter seems to move with a rhythm that resonates with your own perception. The dream of reversal is a quiet, intellectual, and emotional exploration, a gentle journey through the ways in which the universe allows time to be experienced differently, without ever violating the fundamental laws that govern it. You allow yourself to dwell in this meditative awareness, feeling the gentle elasticity of time. Moments expand and contract, awareness drifts through layers of past and future, and you sense the profound interconnectedness of motion, gravity, and consciousness. The dream is soft, subtle, and deeply poetic, inviting reflection rather than urgency, curiosity rather than fear. And as you float in this gentle current, a soft, lingering thought arises. If time can bend, stretch, and fold with motion and gravity, what intimate truths might your own perception reveal about the flow of life and the subtle art of living within time? You imagine yourself floating in a quiet, boundless expanse where moments stretch infinitely in all directions. In this place, time has no end, no pressing urgency, yet each instant retains its clarity and significance. You feel the paradox of immortality. Endless duration carries both comfort and subtle poignancy. Each moment can unfold infinitely, yet its uniqueness remains fragile and precious. You sense that eternity is not overwhelming. It is a gentle, meditative landscape in which each awareness, each breath, contributes to the quiet tapestry of existence. You reflect on how human life contrasts with this cosmic eternity. Your days, your years, are brief sparks against the backdrop of infinite time. Yet even in their brevity, moments carry meaning, emotion, and reflection. You feel the intimate power of memory, perception, and awareness, the very aspects that allow humans to touch eternity in miniature. Through consciousness, you inhabit fragments of timelessness, glimpsing the vast continuum without losing the depth of lived experience. Your mind drifts toward the nature of permanence. Stars, galaxies, and black holes endure across incomprehensible spans, yet even they change, evolve, and eventually fade. You sense the gentle lesson here. Immortality does not imply unchanging stasis but a continuous unfolding. Moments, experiences, and awareness persist not by remaining identical but by being folded into the eternal river of time, where each event carries the resonance of countless others, softly shaping the future as well as the past. You consider the emotional rhythm of infinite time. In this paradoxical space, there is no need to rush, yet there is richness in every instant. Every thought, sensation, and reflection becomes a note in the symphony of eternity. You sense that living with awareness, even for finite spans, allows you to inhabit eternity in small, meditative ways. The fragility of life gives weight to each moment, allowing the infinite to be experienced intimately rather than abstractly. You notice the way eternity and impermanence coexist. While the universe may stretch endlessly, individual moments remain distinct, delicate, and fleeting. Each thought you have, each breath you take, resonates with this duality, a personal echo of cosmic truth. You feel a soft reverence for this rhythm, understanding that immortality, whether literal or metaphorical, is experienced in the careful attention to moments that otherwise pass unnoticed. You imagine the universe as a network of eternal echoes. Events ripple across space-time, carrying traces of action and awareness far beyond their origin. Light from stars born billions of years ago still reaches distant observers, carrying memory, energy, and influence. You feel a sense of connection to this expansive web, recognizing that both human consciousness and cosmic events participate in an ongoing dance that folds permanence and impermanence together in a gentle, reflective way. Your awareness drifts to the idea of personal immortality through influence and experience. Though your body is finite, the thoughts, kindnesses, and creations you leave behind continue to ripple, subtly affecting others and the unfolding world. You sense the quiet poetry in this form of eternity, the ability of one life to touch countless others, contributing to the ongoing story of existence without ever demanding permanence in a material sense. You feel the meditative rhythm of this paradox. Infinite time surrounds you, yet your awareness is anchored in the present, noticing each sensation and thought. The universe is both vast and intimate, unending yet intimately connected to your own experience. You sense that immortality is not a simple extension of life but an interplay of presence, awareness, and continuity, a gentle meditation on the infinite potential of consciousness. And as you drift softly through this awareness, a quiet, reflective thought emerges. If eternity exists as both endless and fragile, how might your moments, your awareness, and your consciousness ripple through time, touching both the infinite and the intimately present? You allow yourself to settle into the present, noticing its subtle textures and rhythms. Each breath, each heartbeat, carries weight and significance, yet also flows effortlessly into the next. The moment you inhabit is expansive, stretching in ways that your mind can barely perceive. Time here is not a narrow line but a soft, ever-expanding landscape, where past and future ripple gently alongside the now. You sense that by attending fully to this space, you inhabit not just the present but its infinite possibilities, folding the universe's continuity into a meditative awareness of being. You drift through the layers of experience. Memories of past moments float nearby, soft and gentle, influencing your awareness without pulling you away. Glimpses of the future shimmer at the edges of perception, hinting at possibilities yet to unfold. Within this quiet expansion of now, every detail becomes a gentle universe unto itself. You notice the interplay of awareness and time, By pausing, observing, and reflecting, the present stretches and deepens, carrying echoes of all that has been and all that might be. Your mind considers the subtle elasticity of perception. A single breath can encompass countless sensations, each folded upon the other like delicate waves. You feel the quiet rhythm of seconds expanding into minutes, minutes into hours, in the soft, subjective flow of awareness. Time does not rush here. It is patient, meditative, allowing the mind to explore the richness of the moment. You sense that this quiet expansion of now is not merely a mental exercise, but a genuine alignment with the way the universe's continuity is experienced intimately and personally. You notice how consciousness participates in this expansion. Each observation, each reflection, each gentle thought stretches the present further, creating a meditative rhythm that mirrors the flow of space-time itself. The now is not a point, but a field, layered with the resonance of past experiences and the quiet anticipation of future possibilities. You sense that by inhabiting this space fully, you are practicing a gentle form of cosmic awareness, connecting with the deep structure of reality through the simple act of being present. You drift among the sensations of expansion. Sounds, sights, and subtle feelings seem more layered and nuanced, as if the moment itself has become a small universe of textures and motion. Each detail, once fleeting, now lingers, revealing hidden depth and gentle complexity. You feel a soft intimacy with the flow of time, understanding that the present is not fleeting but expansive, and that your consciousness can explore this field freely, without haste or expectation. You reflect on the way the present interacts with the continuum of time. Events and experiences are not isolated. They ripple outward and inward, affecting the texture of moments near and far. You sense that by dwelling gently in the now, your awareness touches both the intimacy of personal experience and the vastness of the universe's unfolding. Each sensation, thought, and observation contributes to this soft meditation, a practice of aligning consciousness with the infinite rhythm of existence. You imagine the quiet expansion of the now as a river, broad and gentle, carrying with it echoes of past experiences and hints of future currents. Your mind flows with this river, noticing the interplay of moments, the layering of awareness, and the meditative depth that arises when you pause and breathe fully. Time here is neither rushed nor stagnant. It is a vast, flowing landscape, inviting reflection, presence, and wonder in equal measure. You feel a profound sense of alignment with the universe. In this quiet expansion, the boundaries between self and cosmos blur gently. Awareness stretches into the vastness, while remaining intimately anchored in the present. You sense that the now is not simply a fleeting point, but an infinite space, capable of holding all that you have been, all that you are, and all that you might yet become. And as you float in this meditative awareness, a soft, lingering thought arises. If each moment expands infinitely within perception, how might your consciousness continue to explore the gentle continuity of time, weaving past, present, and future into the intimate rhythm of being? You breathe slowly and allow yourself to drift, feeling the soft currents of time settling around your awareness. The journey through seconds and centuries, near and far, through motion, gravity, and consciousness, comes to a quiet pause. You sense the gentle interweaving of moments, the delicate threads connecting past, present, and future, and you realize that your own awareness is both a participant in and witness to the vast tapestry of existence. Every heartbeat, every thought, every breath resonates with the quiet rhythms of the cosmos, echoing the soft pulse of eternity itself. You notice the lingering sensations of motion, speed, and gravitational flow. The stretching and compressing of time, the gentle shifts in perception, all have taught you a subtle intimacy with the universe. You feel how your consciousness has woven itself into the currents of space-time, touched by the expansiveness of stars, the curve of planets, and the stillness of deep cosmic voids. This journey has shown you that even the vastest scales of existence are intimately experienced through awareness, each moment an echo of eternity. Your mind drifts through the meditative insights gathered along the way. You remember the slow breath of time, the relativity of stillness, and the expansion of now. You sense the dream of reversal, the paradox of immortality, and the interconnectedness of consciousness with the universe's unfolding. Each chapter of experience flows softly into the next, like rivers converging into the ocean. You feel a serene completion, a gentle integration of knowledge, perception, and reflection. You reflect on the stillness beyond time. Here, there is no rush, no distinction between past and future, only the gentle presence of being. Awareness rests, fully aware of its continuity and its intimate connection to the cosmic tapestry. The vastness of the universe, the cycles of stars, and the infinite expanse of time are all embraced within this quiet state, where observation, thought, and experience merge into a soft, meditative eternity. You notice the subtle resonance of human consciousness within this vast stillness. Your presence, though small in cosmic terms, contributes to the rhythm and texture of time. Awareness and universe become intertwined. Observing, reflecting, and existing are acts that carry gentle significance. You feel the profound intimacy of participating in eternity, understanding that each lived moment, no matter how fleeting, is a meaningful thread in the infinite tapestry of existence. You sense the universe as a living, breathing continuum. Every ripple of light, every orbiting body, every heartbeat, all are part of an ongoing symphony that stretches beyond comprehension. And yet, within this vastness, your consciousness is anchored, experiencing, perceiving, and unfolding in harmony with the infinite. Time is no longer a measure but a landscape, awareness no longer separate from the cosmos but a harmonious expression of it. Your thoughts drift to the soft continuity of existence. The expansion of the now, the play of motion and gravity, the layers of memory and anticipation, all converge in this quiet return. You feel the gentle rhythm of eternity surrounding and carrying you, a silent embrace that has no beginning or end. The universe's vastness is not overwhelming. It is intimate, meditative, and profoundly comforting. You allow yourself to rest in this awareness, feeling the unity of all moments, all forces, and all perceptions. The journey through time has brought you to a serene understanding that life, consciousness, and the cosmos are inseparable, and that eternity is experienced most fully in the gentle, attentive presence of being. Each breath, each pulse, each thought resonates with the soft, enduring hum of existence. And as you drift into this final, meditative stillness, a quiet realization emerges. In returning to eternity, you carry the universe within, and the universe carries you, softly, endlessly, and intimately into the gentle infinity of being.